Well, welcome to Ride with LuTube, Episode 1, the No Winter Maintenance Bikepacking Route. All right, so this episode will be explaining the route of no winter maintenance and video footage of my wife and I riding this route in the summer of 2022. All right, where did I find this route? I found this route on the BT 700 bikepacking page. Okay, the BT 700 bikepacking page is really a web page designed to explore the BT 700, and over here on the far right hand side there is a more button, and down here there was three other routes: the Hastings Highlander, Farmer's Folly, and No Winter Maintenance, also titled as NWN. And this bikepacking route is basically found in central southern Ontario. It follows numerous gravel roads, as the word N or No Winter Maintenance stands for roads that are not maintained in the winter and are usually gravel and have almost nobody living on them, and so that is why they are not plowed or maintained in the winter time. The municipalities do not want to spend the money to plow them, and this was the route my wife and I chose to do as a vacation for us. So a little bit more about the route. There is a really nice map here. I'm going to show you the map in just a second. I'll zoom in to different parts of it. You can see it here on the page. You can zoom in and out. It's made with Ride with GPS. It has lots of great information about places you can eat, which are these fork and knives, little tent areas, and different things that you can find information about, like here, for example, a tough climb. So you can actually find a way around some of these things if you want to avoid them as well by using the information on the map. Of course, there is a profile on the bottom that also helps a lot when you're kind of tracking yourself around. I did not download this particular route and follow it exactly to a T because I wanted to go slightly different directions than the route does. The route itself starts in Orangeville and goes up, and it does a figure 8 here. As you kind of zoom in, you can see that there's a northern loop and a southern loop, and they kind of swing, or they come up on the western side and the southern loop and then go over to the eastern side and then come back again the opposite way. So we didn't do that. We chose to do a slightly different route, and I'll explain that. But before I do, just a little few specs. There's lots of information here on the route. There's a great picture here. Obviously, you get nice foliage. This is a very common shot. Rolling hills, some steep, challenging hills, but mostly rolling hills and really fairly well maintained gravel roads. A little bit of trail, little toughness, and of course we see lots of these signs here which say no winter maintenance beyond this point, which is an indication that this area would not be plowed in the winter time. All right, down below by the numbers is kind of interesting to know. It is roughly 275 kilometers, the entire loop. That would be 270 miles. It has 3,700 meters of elevation gain, which is about 12,000 feet, and it is 85% unpaved or gravel, which would include the trails and some of the more challenging portions of it, but most of it, I'd say 80% of it, is just gravel road, which is really nice, very quiet, not a lot of traffic, and fun to do. So I'm going to go back up to the map and just explain what we did on the first day, and then I'm going to take you to the videos of the first day, and before each day session I will do a little explanation of what we did that particular day. So we decided to start in Feversham, which is fairly close to the junction of the two paths. It's right about here. There's the Feversham Variety Store. It's a really nice store there in Feversham. And let me see. No, that wasn't it. A little bit further up, I apologize, there's Feversham. It has a store there as well, and it has camping at the park. And where the park is where we decided to park and leave our vehicle. So we drove over and we dropped our vehicle there and parked for the part, left it there basically for 2 nights, 3 days, and it was fine, and no issue. It was under a street light right beside some mailboxes. There's a really nice general store here, and nice little town. It's a good place to go. They recommend that you don't leave without bringing without water. We did not go the exact route that the BT or the No Winter Maintenance guys had suggested from here, but we did follow the same trails just in different directions. Okay, so from here we did head south, and we, short bit of paved road before we hopped onto these gravel roads that were really nice. And so I'm going to zoom out because it would take me a long time to scroll through this at this size. And you can see the two loops. We stayed here to the western side of the southern loop, okay, or the northern loop. And then where it crosses over, we decided to stay on this side, on the western side. So we stayed here, over here on the western side. The route itself cuts across, but we chose to stay this way. And down this route we came, and you just kind of zigzag through the countryside. There is some stores like off to the side if you decide you needed to go to a store, like over here. If you decided, we'd like to make lunch or something, and you're on the way, you can kind of make some jogs and find your way over to these little variety stores. Really cool places in the, really out in the backwoods of the area. You're going to see Mennonites in these areas. You're going to see maybe Amish people if there's some Amish in this area. So very interesting place to be. If you're from the city, you will see some things that you don't normally see in the city very commonly. And eventually the route takes you down through Mono, some steep hills in this area. Some of the steepest hills I thought we found were in just as we were approaching Orangeville. There is a restaurant here. I think this restaurant was closed when we went by. It wasn't really a concern for us because we were planning to head into Orangeville. And if we go into Orangeville here, I think we stayed again on the western side. We said we'd take the eastern side the next day. There is some overlap here, a little tiny bit of paved road overlap. Can be a little busy in this area, but it wasn't too bad, and it's fairly short. And then what happens is we end up coming down to the Island Park here, and at Island Lake, and it's a beautiful ride around Island Lake. And we were able to come out right about here, and in this subdivision here where Purple Road is, we were able to find an Airbnb for the night. And there's some good restaurants down in this area. There's a McDonald's, and I can't remember what one of the other franchise restaurants that we were able to go and have a nice dinner at that night, which is really good. Okay, then the next day we picked up the trail and we just started heading north on the eastern side, and I'll show that on day 2. So that's day 1. Hope you enjoy the video, and feel free to follow or subscribe and click the bell if you want notifications of future videos that are going to come out. Thank you very much. All right, so here we are in Feversham, and we're about to head out on the no winter maintenance route. We're going to take 3 days to do it. Orangeville is our destination for day 1, and we're starting in Feversham. We're not doing the route exactly as it's posted. We're kind of following the route in different directions as we see fit. We have our bikes loaded up, and I'll go over what we've got in our gear in another video. Both Cathy and I have bikes, but we are not camping, so we're staying in Airbnb, so it won't be too bad. And we're just parking and leaving our vehicle here. Hopefully it's safe at the Feversham Park. There's a ball diamond over yonder, and away you go. So enjoy hope you enjoy their journey and see how it goes for us. Hopefully everything works out and we enjoy ourselves. Lots of gravel roads, and maybe hopefully not too hilly. All right, we'll see you again later on as we work our way through the no winter maintenance. All right, so we've just started. We're just leaving Feversham, and yeah, you don't do but a kilometer, and you're hitting some gravel. And it rained last night. It's been misting and raining parts of the day today. Cathy started with her coat on, and I said no, I'm not going to. It's too warm, and she's already stopping to take her coat off. The road is wet. I'm going to show you here. I'm going to spin you around, and you can see for yourself and what the road is like. It is not too bumpy. Hopefully the camera's not bouncing around too much, but you know, it is a rather beautiful road here that we're riding on. And I'm following my Wahoo, which I've downloaded a map that I created on one for each day that I created on Ride with GPS, and it's looking pretty nice day right now. We're expecting some rain on and off, but we're prepared for that. We got our raincoats handy, and you know, just accept that it might be a little bit wet from time to time. And off we go. All right, Cathy's just getting caught up, and I just stopped for her. The road ahead is looking rather hilly, but this is the kind of scenes we expect to see. Eggs for sale. We've got some gladiolas there. Unfortunately, Cathy's favorite, but I don't think we'll be taking any. Some horses in the background. This is just like classic. No Sunday sales is an indication that this is probably a Mennonite community or Mennonite family. And then straight ahead, you know, the road is quite hilly, rolling up and down. We're looking forward to spending our next few days seeing more and more of these types of scenes. So we're about 6 kilometers in, and we're coming on to our very first non-biking vehicle, and this is, of course, a couple of horses. The Mennonites are looking at us strangely, thinking, what are we doing? And we're probably doing the same to them. Got to dodge the old horse poop on the gravel roads from time to time, but so far we've avoided any more rain, and definitely looking at some clouds that look a little bit ominous. See wind turbines spinning. We seem to be getting a little bit of a headwind. Cathy's been riding beside me mostly because the road spits up some water. If you're riding single file, the person in the back is going to get sprayed, so it's better just ride side by side, and the roads are wide enough and comfortable enough to do that. So we're just riding along. I don't know, still fairly early in the day, and thought I'd show you. Over here we have soya beans behind Cathy. Straight up the road, another hill, and then we have alfalfa over here, and all around us we're seeing these wind turbines. Pretty beautiful, gorgeous homestead right here. Looks like it's for sale if you want to come live here. And you know, it's just a beautiful area of Ontario that we probably just don't realize exists for the most part. And that's the cool thing about doing these things, is seeing all this stuff. Hi, Cathy.
Hi.
She's just plodding away. Just a little further down the road and come across a beautiful wheat field. Just another crop that we're going to see along the way. I suspect we'll see a bunch of corn. Probably can see the wind turbines up ahead here. All over the place here. We're fairly high elevation in Ontario. Generally speaking, a fair bit of wind. So I like putting these wind turbines up here. All right. So we're getting close to about 12 kilometers in, and yeah, we've been riding now the last few K through more of a wooded area, less into the farm area, but I can see ahead, as we look up ahead, that the farmland's coming. I can see some corn up on the right-hand side. Lots of beautiful flowers and plants along the side of the road. It's gorgeous. Cathy just stopped for a nature break, and we're just going to continue on and look through, continue to see beautiful landscape and nice rolling, comfortable roads to ride on. Really, it's a great gravel bike. I know you probably realize I'm riding a fat bike. We like our fat bikes from a comfort perspective, but a little slower. But it has been really good, no problem. Here comes Cathy up behind. Here we're coming by a Mennonite family. Look at this, the little kids are out on their horse, tiny little pony pulling their wagon. Kids are out playing, having a good time. We're just in this gorgeous area. We're on a bit of a paved road here for a couple kilometers, but unbelievable farmland. Big horse trailer, lots of horses. We're seeing lots of horses out here. We're kind of ducking in and out of farmland to more wetlands and interesting roads that are really well protected, like this one lined with cedars. Bit of a hill up ahead, but oh, it's gorgeous. Just in behind the cedars on this side, it's a beautiful cornfield. The corn is tall. It looks like it's at least 6 feet tall already, and this is only August. We're early August, so it's doing really well. But just a gorgeous road here. We passed a sort of a bridge with a creek going through. My wife stopped to take some pictures there. Kathy just can't help it if there's lilies to stop and take pictures of them. But just really cool, different vegetation when you look for it. Amazing. And you can see the tall corn. Unreal. Beautiful. Just gorgeous roads. Here we have a maple forest, maple stand on one side, and then corn. Here we go. We're moving along, and more of the same. We're coming up on a grain elevator system, making a heck of a noise, so we're climbing again. I think since we left Feversham, we haven't done more than a couple of kilometers on paved road. It's pretty good. Pretty awesome, but we're starting to get some rain. First time we're actually getting wet since we left Feversham. Alright, here we are. We finally turned onto side road 20, and we're about 32 kilometers in here, maybe 33, and look at the sign we see: no winter maintenance. So finally we see a road, or on a road, that says no winter maintenance. We got lots of these back home where we live in Kincardine, and no winter maintenance is a pretty common concept. So we are on our first no winter maintenance road. Grinding our way back up the hill. Once again, the no winter maintenance road was 10 degrees. This here is probably a lot less, probably 7 or 8. In fact, I'll check here. It's only 6.4, so not a big deal. We can handle it. Kathy's coming behind me. Just finished another relatively short climb. There's a lot of these rolling hills. Kathy's coming in behind me. We're getting close to lunchtime here. We've been riding for 2 hours and 6 minutes. So it's time for us to take a break for lunch. And we're coming up to a junction where if we went right, we could go to a restaurant, or a convenience store, I should say. The route itself goes left, and I think we're just going to go left. We have plenty of drinks and food with us, so we're just going to eat somewhere if we can find a place on the side of the road. All right, so now we come to a road that doesn't say no winter maintenance. It just simply says no maintenance beyond this point. So this appears to me like the road is really not being maintained, and it looks to be probably the roughest road we've been on so far, but still in pretty good shape. So we're we're riding through here, and this is by far the roughest bit of road we've been on, but it's still very passable. Looks like somebody lost a water bottle there, broke. The road is definitely rough and closed in, not really well maintained at all. As the sign said, no maintenance. We're stopping here for a brief minute in this gorgeous forest on this no maintenance road. It's incredible. It's beautiful here. Probably not the best place though for a lunch stop because the bugs will be out. I'd rather get out somewhere in the breeze. Beautiful spot though. Road is pretty rough, but quite passable, not a problem. Well, we've stopped for lunch alongside. We just came out onto this paved road and right away came to this beautiful creek and bridge, and it's really quiet, so we decided this is a good place to stop. Having lunch. Right across the road from me is a sign that says the Bruce Trail, so this is clearly a spot for the Bruce Trail. And yeah, it's been a good day. It's not raining on us right now, and we're on a very quiet paved road, but haven't been on it for very long, maybe a couple hundred meters, and we came to this spot. So lunch it is. Well, we finished lunch and the trail is kicking uphill. We found gravel again. It was only 200 meters from paved bridge road that we were on, and now we're climbing again. And yeah, it's nice. It's beautiful in here. It's a gorgeous little creek to my left. Not sure you guys can see it, but trees lining the trail here. Pretty densely covered, so much so that my wahoo keeps thinking I'm stopped. And yeah, we're working hard. It's gorgeous here.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, the bugs are a bit worse in the wooded area, but look at this gorgeous little creek going along here. And of course, things just keep going uphill. But you know, what goes up must come down. Well, we're continuing to climb, and the freshly graded road definitely makes it a bit easier, but this has got to be 15, 12% steady and soft gravel. I'm in my granny gear and I'm just slogging it up. Thank God it's freshly graded, and I got a ways to go yet. Well, we just climbed a Behemoth Hill, and yeah, it was tough. Grades I think were in the 15% range, and loose graded gravel, recently graded gravel, but that maybe smoothed it out, made it better for us. It's now raining. We're back onto the gravel road here, and continues to kind of climb slowly, but nothing like it was back in there. We're surviving and keeping going even in the rain. I'm now cutting across on a little side trail, something about Boyan trail system here. And few hills and stuff, and it is a trail. It is not a road. It is quite different than anything we've been on so far. But gotta love those disc brakes. That's quite interesting there. That would be definitely a dismount for the gravel bikes. We might be able to swing by this here on our fat bike. Careful, honey, if you're gonna try it. I'm gonna try going across the logs, see how it goes. You want a video?
Slide in video?
Here, you hold it. It's videoing right now. And just hold it and watch me go across. See how I do. Well, we've been riding on this side trail for a bit now. I kind of had some really steep climbs that Cathy would have been walking them. I was able to power up them on the fat bike, but I don't think I'd be able to do that on a gravel bike, that's for sure. It was pretty tough. Anyway, I'm just waiting up for her here at a junction. It looks like the trail is turning here, going that way, and she's coming from behind this way. I don't see her yet, but I'd imagine within a minute or two she'll show up. She's never really that far behind me. In fact, there I see her. All right, we'll keep going. Well, we just came through a section of the Bruce Trail. Gotta say it was pretty tough, and then when we came out this end, a lot of punchy hills and climbing that was not fun. Just gotta change my gears here. Get in the other hand. It was challenging. Cathy was off her bike quite a bit, and then we came out to Highway 89, which was very busy, but we just had to get across it. We're back onto some gravel here, and the road is once again looking pretty undulating, shall we say, but we've been rolling downhill for a few minutes, and now we're going to start climbing again. Looking forward to it. It's our second or third dog alert. He looks like he's pretty perturbed by our presence, but rather harmless. Kind of looks like a golden retriever, but he's a little more aggressive than a typical golden. So it's about the third dog that had come out and greet us so far. Nothing too scary yet. We've hit another section of kind of trail called monotrack forest. It's not as bad as the Bruce Trail was, like it's not as hilly, but it does slow you down. You don't go as fast as on the gravel roads, and it looks like this. Fairly sandy in here, but not too bad. Not too bad. And I think it was only about 1.5 kilometers or so of this. Well, monotrack continues. It's actually quite enjoyable through here, especially on the fat bikes. Not a problem. I think a gravel bike handles it no problem. It's a little bit sandy in places, but generally speaking, well, it's rained lately, so that doesn't make it that difficult. You can see my front tires got a fair bit of sand picked up, but we just continue to pick our way through here. Seem to be following the trail no problem. Woo-hoo. Well, we've been back on some rolling gravel roads, and the GPS indicated that things were going to go downhill sometime really significantly and then back up again, and I think I can see it right here. Slow for 2 kilometers, and they're saying a 10% gradient downhill. Maybe I'll try and video a little of this. We'll see how that goes. Oh no, 18%, not 10. Check that out. I've never seen that. That's crazy. 18% going downhill. That's going to be steep. All right, here we go. pavement, and a wicked downhill that was, well, shall we say, lots of fun. We're paying the piper with a crazy climb, and I'll try to give you a view of it. There we go. Look at that. Probably doesn't do it justice, but it's a steady 10% here, and I think it lasts for a good 500 yards. So paying the price for the fun downhill. Oh, that's a bell ringer. I made it to the top without getting off, and it was tough. I don't know what grade it was, but it was up there. I didn't look, but Cathy's still behind me. She'll probably be walking a good chunk of it. And we're at the Goodyear Memorial Scout Camp, and the road changes here, and I'm going to take a breather and wait for Cath. Well, we've made it to the Island Lake Trails by Orangeville. We're not far now from getting into Orangeville. Beautiful trail system here. Look at this, gorgeous pine trees lining our trail, and we could see Island Lake there for a minute. Looks like a beautiful little lake. In fact, if I look out sideways here, probably can see the lake. No, can't see it. So we're just going to continue on the trails here, take it around to the other side of the lake, and that's basically where our bed and breakfast is for the night. So we're getting close. I think we're both pretty tired, and it did rain a little bit again, which wasn't the best, but we're doing okay, all things considered. We're going to enjoy ourselves for the last few kilometers here today, and we'll report back when we get there. Dog walkers and Island Lake here. It's beautiful. Oh, the trees are blocking my view again, but the trail here is fantastic. Nice packed cinder. I might have to stop for a couple pictures and video up ahead. Now it's pretty windy, but we're going across a dike here as we go along Island Lake here. There isn't water on our right, but the water is definitely on our left. On a hotter day, we'd be stopping and going for a dip, but we're pretty wet and soggy. Kind of feel like we want to get to our destination at this point. Pretty cool. Another biker coming. First one we've seen on the route. Here we go across the boardwalk here on Island Lake. What a gorgeous view. Really nice trails. Oh, look at, there's swans over here in the water. People taking pictures. There must be an island somewhere in this lake. They call it Island Lake, but I don't see it. But lots of reeds. Looks like a very healthy ecosystem. Even some lilies there. And really cool boardwalk riding through here. Hello. They're worried about their bikes leaving our way, but there's lots of room. Nice wide trail here. And then when we get back up, there was lots of good cinder, hard packed, raised up in the forest. Beautiful pine trees. Just gorgeous here. We were riding along, and we spooked a heron, and he flew, and now he's landed in the marshes over here. I'm not sure you'll be able to see him with the video camera, but this gorgeous marsh lands here, and a beautiful trail system. Just amazing. Here's the lake again. Well, from Island Lake up to our B&B was a solid climb. We're just rolling up now looking for the house numbers. It's 55 and it's 49, so 53. We're pretty close. We're here now, and oh, here it is, 49 McMaster, and we're going to stay here for the night and use it to get refreshed for another day on the bike tomorrow. All right, thanks for watching to the end of day one of the no winter maintenance route. And stay tuned as I'll plan to post day 2 and day 3 in the coming days. A little shout out to my buddy Isaac, neighborhood biking friend, and hope you enjoyed the video, Isaac, and hope to see you out there back on your bike this summer.